Is there a jinn living in your house? This is a question that stirs curiosity and, at times, fear. How would you know? Could the strange occurrences you've noticed be more than just coincidences? Many people find themselves wondering about this, particularly when their home becomes a place of tension, unease, or unexplained happenings. Islam teaches us that jinn are real, as Allah mentions in the Quran, "And I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me." Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:56. But could one of these unseen beings have entered your home? Imagine this. You step into your house, and an inexplicable heaviness lingers in the air. Arguments erupt among family members over trivial matters, leaving a trail of bitterness and unrest. Your children wake up crying in the middle of the night, trembling in fear, yet unable to explain what frightened them. Could these signs point to the presence of something unseen? Perhaps even a jinn sharing your space? The presence of a jinn can sometimes result from black magic, the evil eye, or even their own choice. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us about the dangers of these unseen forces and how they could impact our lives if left unchecked. To understand this further, let us delve into the possible symptoms that signal a jinn's presence in your home. But before we do, ask yourself, have you ever felt a sudden chill or dread in an otherwise familiar room? Are there moments when you sense you're not alone, even when no one else is there? Have your family relationships started to unravel without a clear cause? These are not questions to frighten you, but to prepare you. As we explore the teachings of Islam on this topic, let's turn to the wisdom of a respected sheikh who has studied these signs in depth. Together, we'll not only uncover the symptoms of a jinn's presence, but also equip ourselves with powerful protections rooted in the Quran and Sunnah. Stay with me, for this journey is not merely about understanding, but about reclaiming the tranquility of your home through the light of faith. Sign number 1, frequent arguments and stress. Have you noticed your family relationships becoming strained without any clear explanation? Do minor disagreements suddenly escalate into heated arguments, leaving behind a heavy atmosphere in your home? Could it be something more than just stress or a bad day? One of the signs of a jinn's presence in a home is persistent tension among family members. Allah tells us in the Quran that shaitan, devils among whom are some jinn, actively seek to sow discord. Indeed, Satan wants to cause between you animosity and hatred. Surah Al-Ma'idah 591. When jinn influence a household, they often aim to disrupt the harmony that families rely on. Arguments arise out of nowhere, yelling becomes a common occurrence, and even the closest relationships may feel distant. Think about this. Have you and your spouse been arguing more than usual, even over trivial matters? Do your children seem unusually irritable or rebellious without reason? Is there a constant feeling of unease or emotional heaviness in your home? This unexplained tension can be a sign of jinn interference. They thrive in environments of chaos and negativity, as it gives them the opportunity to deepen divides between loved ones. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described this in a hadith. Indeed, Shaitan places his throne upon water, then he sends out his detachments. The closest to him are those who cause the most discord. One of them comes and says, "I did not leave him until I caused a dispute between him and his wife." Shaitan draws him near and says, "Yes, you have done well." But why does this happen? Jinn may be drawn to a house where faith has weakened or where sins are commonplace. Their influence often begins subtly, like whispers in the hearts of people, inciting frustration, mistrust, and anger. If this resonates with your experiences, do not despair. Islam offers clear guidance and protection, strengthening your connection to Allah through prayer, dhikr, remembrance of Allah, and reciting specific verses of the Quran can act as a shield against such disruptions. For example, reciting Ayat al-Kursi, Surah al-Baqarah 2:25-5, daily has been proven to repel jinn and protect your household. Whoever recites Ayat al-Kursi at night, Allah will appoint a guardian over him, and no devil will approach him until morning. Sahih al-Bukhari. Take a moment to reflect. Could the unexplained stress in your home be more than meets the eye? Are you ready to reclaim peace through the teachings of Islam? In the next section, we'll explore more signs and how to address them effectively. Stay with me. Your journey to a tranquil home starts here. Sign number 2, feelings of anxiety and heaviness. You walk into your house after a long day, expecting comfort and peace, but instead, a strange tension fills the air. There's no logical reason for it, no clutter, no loud noises, but the atmosphere feels stifling, almost oppressive. Does your home feel less like a sanctuary and more like a source of unease? This heaviness and anxiety that seems to emanate from nowhere can be a potential sign of a jinn's presence. Jinn are part of the unseen world, and their influence can manifest as a spiritual disturbance that affects your emotions and physical sensations. Allah mentions in the Quran the ability of unseen beings to influence humans. Indeed, He sees you, He and His tribe, from where you do not see them. Surah Al-Araf 7:27. When a jinn inhabits a home, the space may feel emotionally charged or uncomfortable. The tension doesn't come from arguments or external problems. It's a silent, inexplicable force. Sometimes, it's as though the walls themselves carry a weight that presses down on everyone inside. Reflect on your surroundings. Do you or your family members feel unusually restless or unsettled at home? Are there moments when a particular room feels darker or colder, no matter the time of day? Is there a lingering sense of discomfort that makes you want to leave your own space? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized the importance of maintaining the spiritual purity of one's home to ward off such influences. He taught that homes where the remembrance of Allah is neglected become vulnerable to the presence of jinn. One of the most effective ways to repel this heaviness is by consistently reciting the Quran in your home, especially Surah Al-Baqarah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The house in which Surah Al-Baqarah is recited will not be approached by shaitan for 3 days." Sahih Muslim. Additionally, making dhikr, remembrance of Allah, a regular part of your household can uplift the atmosphere. Recite Bismillah when entering your home and encourage your family to pray together, as collective acts of worship bring tranquility. It's easy to dismiss these feelings as psychological, but the teachings of Islam remind us to be vigilant about both the physical and spiritual aspects of our lives. If your home no longer feels like a haven, ask yourself, could this be a sign of an unseen disturbance? By seeking Allah's guidance and protection, you can restore peace and light to your surroundings. Sign number 3, children's behavior. Children are often more sensitive to the unseen than adults. Their pure and untainted perception allows them to notice things we may overlook. If your young child wakes up crying in terror during the night or stares fixated at a particular corner of the room, could it be because they are sensing something invisible to you? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, acknowledged the heightened awareness of children, warning us about the unseen dangers they may encounter. He advised, "When night falls, keep your children inside, for the devils spread out at that time." Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. Imagine this scenario. Your toddler wakes up trembling, tears streaming down their face, yet they can't explain what scared them. They point to a dark corner of the room, their eyes wide with fear. Is it just their imagination, or could it be a sign of a jinn's presence? Children might also refuse to enter certain rooms or claim to see shapes or people where none exist. This could be their way of describing something beyond human perception. If these behaviors become frequent or intense, it's essential to consider the possibility of an unseen influence. The Quran and Sunnah provide guidance to protect our children from such disturbances. Regularly recite Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas and blow gently over them, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, did to protect Hassan and Hussein, saying, "I seek refuge for you both in the perfect words of Allah from every devil, every poisonous creature, and every evil eye." By turning to Allah for protection, we can safeguard our children from any unseen harm. Sign number 4, unusual shadows. Have you ever caught a fleeting shadow out of the corner of your eye, only for it to vanish the moment you turn to look? These elusive shapes might appear as dark blurs near you, darting across a room or hovering in specific areas. Could these shadows be a sign of something more than just your imagination? Jinn can manifest in different ways, and one of the common signs of their presence is fleeting shadows. Allah reminds us in the Quran of the existence of the jinn and their ability to take on various forms. And there were men among mankind who sought refuge in this world in this day, and they overcame them there. Tafur. These shadows are often seen in peripheral vision, making them difficult to identify clearly. Some individuals report feeling a strange sensation, like being watched, when these shadows appear. They might dart past in a moment, leaving you questioning whether you truly saw something. Before dismissing these occurrences as tricks of the light or fatigue, consider the frequency and the locations where they appear. Are these shadows concentrated in certain parts of your home? Do they appear during specific times, such as after sunset or late at night? The Prophet, peace be upon him, emphasized the importance of seeking Allah's protection when encountering the unknown. Keeping your home spiritually clean is essential. Recite Ayat al-Kursi after every prayer and say Bismillah before entering any room, as these acts can repel any unwelcome entities. The presence of such shadows is unsettling, but it's also an opportunity to strengthen your connection with Allah. Filling your home with acts of worship and Quranic recitation creates an atmosphere of light and peace that no jinn can endure. Sign number 5, persistent dirt and mess. Have you ever cleaned your home thoroughly only to find it feels messy again almost immediately? Do areas like the kitchen, which you just scrubbed, still seem dirty or unwelcoming? Persistent dirtiness, despite regular cleaning, can be more than a mundane issue. It may be a sign of jinn interference. The kitchen, in particular, is a place where cleanliness should be maintained, as it's often the heart of the home. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized the importance of cleanliness, saying, "Cleanliness is half of faith." I don't know if that's true today, but I do know that without happy people, when jinn inhabit a home, they can create a spiritual disturbance that manifests physically. No matter how much effort you put into tidying up, the space may still feel unclean or out of order. Reflect on this. Is the mess isolated to specific areas, such as the kitchen or bathroom? These places are often associated with impurities, making them more susceptible to unseen influences. To address this, keep your home spiritually pure by performing regular acts of worship, including reciting Surah Al-Baqarah and performing ablution, wudu, consistently. Say Bismillah before cooking or cleaning, as this invites blessings and wards off negative energies. Sign number 6, malfunctioning electronics. Do your electrical appliances often break or malfunction without any logical explanation? Does the TV turn on or off by itself? Or do lights flicker even after being repaired? This strange behavior in electronics could be another sign of a jinn's presence. Jinn, created from smokeless fire, possess the ability to interfere with physical objects, including modern technology. Allah reminds us of their unique nature in the Quran. And the jinn we created before from scorching fire. Surah Al-Hijr 15:27. These disturbances often occur suddenly, leaving you puzzled. Appliances that worked perfectly fine moments ago may stop functioning, or odd noises might emanate from devices without reason. Such occurrences, while rare, should not be ignored if they happen repeatedly. To protect your home and its contents, recite Ayat al-Kursi after every obligatory prayer and invoke Allah's name over your possessions. Saying Bismillah can serve as a form of spiritual protection, ensuring your belongings are safeguarded. Sign number 7, bad odors. Unpleasant smells, particularly in the kitchen or bathroom, despite thorough cleaning, can be a sign of something beyond the physical realm. The Prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned that jinn are often associated with impurities, which may explain why such odors linger in areas like bathrooms. These smells can be sudden and strong, such as sulfur, burning, or rotting odors, and their origin is often untraceable. Could this be more than just a plumbing issue? Allah reminds us of the signs in His creation. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those of understanding. Surah Al-Imran 3:19 throughout. Combat these disturbances by reciting Bismillah before entering such spaces and keeping them spiritually clean. Regularly playing Surah Al-Baqarah in the home can help purify the atmosphere, driving away any harmful entities. Sign number 8, footsteps and knocking sounds. Imagine sitting alone at night and you hear footsteps above you, yet no one is there. Or you hear knocking on a door, only to find no one outside. These sounds, though subtle, can unsettle even the calmest person. The jinn, by their nature, can move quickly and invisibly. Such noises could be their way of manifesting their presence. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, acknowledged their existence and advised Muslims to seek Allah's protection. When you hear the barking of dogs or the braying of donkeys at night, seek refuge with Allah, for they see what you do not. Sahih Muslim. To guard your home from these disturbances, recite the Adhan, call to prayer, or play it regularly in your household. This act has a powerful effect on clearing out unwelcome entities. Sign number 10, increased insects and pests. Have you noticed an unusual number of insects or pests in your home, particularly when there's no logical reason for their presence? For instance, lines of ants appear despite no food being left out, or cockroaches seem drawn to clean areas. In Islamic tradition, this could be linked to an evil eye or even jinn activity. The Quran highlights that such occurrences may serve as signs to alert us. And we certainly sent upon them floods, locusts, lice, frogs, and blood as distinct signs, but they were arrogant and were a criminal people. Surah Al-A'raf 7:13-3. Increased pests can indicate spiritual disturbances. To address this, begin by seeking Allah's refuge through prayers and recitation of Surah Al-Baqarah. Cleanliness, both physical and spiritual, is crucial. Regularly invoke Allah's name while cleaning and consider using ruqya, Islamic spiritual healing, to rid your home of any negative influences. What should you do if you notice these signs? If you suspect that the signs of a jinn's presence are manifesting in your home, it's important not to panic. Instead, remember that your ultimate source of protection and strength is Allah. As Allah reassures us in the Quran, "Indeed, there is for him no authority over those who have believed and rely upon their Lord." Surah An-Nahl 1699. With trust in Allah and the guidance of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, you can cleanse your home and protect your family. 1. Trust in Allah and strengthen your faith. Your belief in Allah and your reliance on Him are your strongest shields against any harm. Strengthen your connection to Allah through prayer, remembrance of Allah, and good deeds. When your faith is firm, Shaitan and the Jinn lose their power over you. 2. Recite Surah Al-Baqarah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Do not make your houses like graves. Shaitan flees from a house in which Surah Al-Baqarah is recited." Sahih Muslim. Reciting Surah Al-Baqarah in your home brings light, blessings, and protection. You can play a recording if you are unable to recite the entire surah yourself. Regularly reciting even parts of it, especially Ayat al-Kursi and the last 2 verses, is highly effective. 3. Recite Ayat al-Kursi. Ayat al-Kursi, Surah Al-Baqarah 225:5, is one of the most powerful verses in the Quran for protection. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites Ayat al-Kursi after every obligatory prayer, nothing will stand between him and entering paradise except death." Sunan an-Nasai. Recite it in the morning, after Fajr, before sleeping at night, and after every obligatory prayer. It creates a spiritual shield around you and your home, repelling any harm. You create a lot of discomfort. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us, when a man enters his house and mentions the name of Allah at the time of entering and while eating, Shaitan says, "There is no lodging for you and no dinner, sah." Make it a habit to say Bismillah before entering your home, before eating, and before beginning any task. This simple act invites blessings and protection while driving away Shaitan. 5. Perform dhikr and supplications. Increase your remembrance of Allah by reciting phrases like Subhanallah, glory be to Allah, Alhamdulillah, all praise is due to Allah, La ilaha illallah. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and Allah Akbar, Allah is the greatest. Additionally, recite Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas every morning and evening. These chapters are specifically revealed for seeking protection from harm. 6. Keep your home spiritually clean. Remove any objects that may invite negative influences, such as idols, images of living beings, or anything associated with shirk composites. Play Quranic recitation regularly to fill your home with blessings and light. Ensure your home is physically clean, as cleanliness is half of faith and drives away impurities. 7. Consult an Islamic scholar if necessary. If the signs persist despite taking these measures, consult a knowledgeable and trustworthy Islamic scholar or imam. They can guide you with specific ruqai practices rooted in the Quran and Sunnah. Experiencing strange occurrences in your home can be unsettling, but always remember that with Allah's help, no harm can truly reach us. It is through our connection with Allah that we find strength and protection. Strengthen your prayers, recite the Quran regularly, and place your full trust in Allah. These are the most powerful shields we have against any unseen forces. Jinn and shaitan hold no power over the faithful who place their trust in Allah. By following the teachings of Islam and seeking Allah's protection, you can overcome any disturbance that might arise. These signs, while they may cause fear or confusion, should not be a cause for panic. Instead, they are an opportunity to deepen your faith, purify your home, and strengthen your relationship with Allah. And Allah is the best of protectors, and He is the most merciful of the merciful. Surah Yusuf 12:60. So, ask yourself, are you ready to reclaim the peace and blessings of your home? The tools and guidance are in your hands, and Allah's mercy and protection are always near. May Allah protect our homes, fill them with peace, and keep us safe from all harm. We want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced any unusual occurrences in your home? How did you deal with them? Share your thoughts or stories in the comments below. Let's create a community where we can support and learn from one another through faith and shared experiences. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps spread awareness and reach more people in need of spiritual guidance. Comment below with Alhamdulillah if you believe in the power of Allah's protection. And if you know someone who could benefit from this video, share it with them. Together, we can help bring peace and blessings into every home. Subscribe for more Islamic insights and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Let's grow in faith, knowledge, and unity. Jazakallah khair for your support.